This unverified video purports to show the chaos after the shooting at Hotel Xcaret that left 2 Canadians dead and 1 wounded, according to Mexican authorities. Quintana Roo State Security Chief Lucio Hernandez says the shooting happened after an argument between the guests. He shared these photos on Twitter. In a series of tweets, he said this is the hotel guest responsible for the shooting and asked the public for help in finding him.
A lot of these hotels there, or the nicer hotels, are somewhat secluded, and but at the same time, it's quite a busy area, quite populated.
In a series of tweets, Mexican authorities say that some of those involved are known to Canadian police. In this statement, the hotel says it deeply regrets what happened this afternoon. Our thoughts and prayers are with the victims and their families. It also says this was an isolated event and they are cooperating with authorities. Global Affairs Canada says it's aware of reports that Canadian citizens have been affected by an incident in Mexico. Consular officials are in contact with local authorities and are available to provide consular help, but they can't share any further information because of privacy concerns. This is just the latest act of violence along Mexico's Mayan Riviera at a time when tourism is booming because Mexico doesn't have many COVID restrictions. In November, a shootout on the beach of Puerto Morelos left 2 suspected drug dealers dead. In October, 2 tourists were caught in the apparent crossfire of rival drug dealers. But this freelance journalist says what's unusual about this case is that it involves foreigners.
There's been a lot of violence in the region, and a lot of that violence is according to the officials in the state, has to do with drug dealing. And that drug dealing is in part because there's a demand that comes from tourists. With this event, what seems so different is that it was all inside the hotel.
Hotel guests we've spoken to say they hid when they heard the shooting start, and they're shocked by the violence. One says the atmosphere at the resort has changed, and guests are struggling with how to deal with this tragedy. Karen Pauls, CBC News, Toronto.